When evil rises, good men become outlaws.
I used to run quite a large crew, probably one of the most successful crews in Southern California. And I did it all through visits and mail. We'd alter their names, we'd alter my name when they wrote back, and we conducted business out of Pelican Bay for about 10 years. And I was clearing maybe 60 a year from a cell at Pelican Bay. And that's not bad for being in prison, 1,000 miles away from your base of power. That's not bad at all.
Evil salutations in a clenched fist salute, outlaw renegades. Welcome once again, y bienvenidos to the Outlaw News. I am your host, the Cholo journalist, the voice of the barrio, the voice of the Vato Loco, the voice of the voiceless. ¿Qué pasa, cyber raza? I hope everyone is doing well today and everyone came 113% activated and strapped with their critical thinking beanies on extra tight, because it's time to get activated once again, and today we finish our alternative profile and perspective on one comic book registered rapist, super echelon gangster, Renee Boxer Enriquez. So let's not waste any time, cyber outlaws, and let's jump in that cyber low and take a cruise to the dark side of YouTube and continue where we left off on our alternative profile on registered rapist Renee Boxer Enriquez. Now we know then he debriefs in 2003 and he starts becoming a celebrity Hollywood rapist snitch, right? But we know now that this Hollywood celebrity rapist snitch lied in his debriefing video, lied in his statement, and has basically lied his way to fame. And you're probably going, no, he is a super intellectual guy. He is articulate. Don't you know he made $60,000 a year from his Pelican Bay cell? Oh yeah, baby. Let's do it. Because this is where I'm going to break him down even further. His infamous $60,000 a year.
Mexican Mafia
Mr. Super Marvel comic book intellectual business-minded gangster.
There are about 100 members in the United States, including the federal prisons, Arizona state prisons, California state prisons, and members in society.
Who, only from Pelican Bay Shoe, was allowed to make $60,000 a year. So, what I want to do, before we talk about his money, I want to remind you that Rapist Boxer would be considered part of the Pepsi generation, right? That generation that was running around the late 80s, early 90s, Shyrock, Chico Castro, all them, the guys that got hooked up in the Rico case, right? So, I want you guys to listen to this, and I want you to see it, because it's going to be on my screen right now. In 1997, LA Magazine did a story, an in-depth story on the Mexican Mafia's Federal Rico case. During that Federal Rico case and that story, one serial killer and programmed to mind control snitch, Mundo Mendoza, was interviewed for that, right? Remember, this is the guy who went on Gangland and tells everybody that the Mexican Mafia is true organized crime, whose goal is to control organized crime all across the United States, right? Lots of money. Oh man, these guys are fucking tough. We should be scared, right? Fear-mongering. Fear-mongering. Okay, in 1997, LA Magazine did a story on the Mexican Mafia and their 1996 Federal Rico case. So I want you to see on the board and see what Mundo Mendoza was quoted saying about the Mexican Mafia financial track record and what he feels the Mexican Mafia, especially the Pepsi generation, is You see that? He doesn't say they're echelon super gangsters and that their goal is to control drug trades and criminal activity all across the United States. He tells you they're broke, that they're not capable of doing it, right? And that they don't even have but a few $100s and just look for little bits of respect and fame in the hood, right? A lot different than from his gangland interview, right? A lot different from what he tries to fucking feed you on his channel, right? But there it is, 1997, because the pendejo probably forgot that he gave this interview, and he's probably fucking beating himself right now going, fuck, the outlaw got me. Along with many other times that I've gotten that fucking clown. Right? And here he is admitting, no money, no status. But that's not all. Remember, this Chapete, rapist boxer, is from the Pepsi generation, right? The guy that talks about money, that he brought the gang to prominence, right? He brought the gang to prominence, he says, right? Not no one else, right? He has to center everything about him. He's the intellectual guy, not the other gangsters. He brought the Mexican Mafia to prominence, not the other guys, right? He's full of himself. He fucking tries to talk himself to be something he's not, okay? But I want you to hear this, because Mundo is not the only clown. His soon-to-be co-host, rapist Renee Boxer Enriquez, also gave an interview that I think he forgot about, where he talks about the true finances of the Mexican Mafia. Just listen.
But my concept of the organization was skewed. I thought it was silk suits, limousines, hot chicks, all the money in the world. There was none of that when I got in the organization. It was infighting, deception.
You see that? Where's the money at? Right? All of a sudden, there's no super echelon fairy tale story about everyone being big money earners, money falling out of people's pockets, right? Bank accounts full of thousands of dollars. And this fool's telling you, ain't shit. Ain't no fucking feria, right? But some of you guys are probably going, oh, well, it's because he established the financial money that the Mexican Mafia made. Okay, again, now you're believing this bullshit. Because according to everyone else, and if you listen to Muno Mendoza and every other fucking debriefing snitch, the Mafia has been making thousands, tens of hundreds of millions of dollars from day one. Apparently, even gang experts tell you that they make tens of millions of dollars a year, right? But yet, here we have two guys who are actually part of that group. They're telling you, chale, homie, ain't no fucking feria here, right? But when they're on their YouTube channels, when they're on their viral videos, what the fuck are they feeding you? Fairy tales, lies, and fear-mongering. Not the truth, because here's the truth, out of their own words. No hay feria, homies. But yet they glamorize it. So you think that I want to be a Pelican Bay shoe gangster. I want to be locked away my entire life to make $60,000 a year like that clown rapist. Right? Has he ever showed you an IRS form to back the claims that he's made $60,000 a year while in this Pelican Bay? A bank statement? Because I receive annual bank statements. I receive forms that I have to use to report stuff to the IRS. So if I made $60,000 a year, if I wanted to, I could show you a financial track record of it, if I wanted to. Okay, that's all I'm saying. He's never showed any proof other than fairy tales on a viral video that's been proven to be fake by a California judge. Okay, that's all I'm saying. But let's get to that $60,000, right? Because he made $60,000 while he was in the Pelican Bay cell, but only while he was in the Pelican Bay cell. So apparently, Pelican Bay shoe system is some sort of magical land, because only and only in the shoe can prison gang leaders accumulate hundreds of thousands of dollars. Because remember, we know prior to the shoe system because we heard boxers say there's no feria, and that's from the 80s, right? When he joined, 85, 84. So we know there's no feria, right? So obviously they didn't generate hundreds of millions of dollars on main lines or GPs, right? Right? They didn't start generating it, obviously, till they all got slammed down in the shoe, right? But yet, the reason why they wanted to get out of the shoe is because it hampered their money-making abilities. They weren't making and generating as much money as before, and that's why they needed to get back to main lines. So which is it? Were they not making money on main lines and they had to go to the shoe and start making hundreds of thousands of dollars? Or is it now that they have to leave the shoe because it's interrupting their criminal activities and their money-making ventures that they have to go back to main lines to restructure to be making that hundreds of thousands or billions of dollars again? You see? You see? When you actually start listening to not what they tell you today, but what they said yesterday, and then compare it to what they're going to say tomorrow, you start realizing they say 3, 4, 5 different stories and narratives, right? Now, if I was a good investigator and I was interrogating these motherfuckers and not one of them can stick to their story and everyone's story is inconsistent, but yet they still believe them, right? Yet, since your fanboys fucking drink the Kool-Aid, right? So let's get back to the $60,000 that he can only make while he's in the shoe. Now let's get this straight. He was in the shoe, right, to make $60,000 because he couldn't make it on the main line. So I'm gonna ask you this question. Do you think he started making $60,000 a year from the moment he first went to prison? Or did it take a long time for him to acquire the ability to make $60,000 a year from his prison cell in the shoe, right? Because he didn't start making it till he went into the shoe, which was about 92, 93, right? And then he debriefed in 2003. So he was only in the shoe for about a decade. Well, I think 12 years, maybe. We'll say a decade, okay? So he was in the shoe for a decade, and he made $60,000 a year. 10 years times $60,000, $600,000. Do you think he really accumulated $600,000? Oh no, he probably spent it all on drugs, okay? Do you think he shot up $600,000 worth of drugs? Do you think he bought $600,000 worth of sopas and fucking honey buns, sodas, Snickers, and what other shit? Gum? Cosmetics? Come on. Do you think his house that his wife and kids live in looks like somebody makes $600,000 in 10 years? Again, you guys believe this fucking clown. You believe his fucking stories. He does not make that kind of money and never made that kind of money. But let's get to it. Let's say he did make $60,000 a year. Let's say that. Let's say he did. Okay? But let's not put that into consideration. How much money do you make a year? How many days a week do you have to work to make that money a year? How many hours a day do you have to put in to accumulate that money every year, right? So let's think about that. $60,000 a year, he claims, is middle class money. It is. It is good money. Like I said, you save $60,000 a year for 10 years. That's almost 75% the way to $1 million. You know, that is money. You could do something with it. Spent well, saved well. You could do something. You can live good. But let's break it down. What did he have to do to acquire that? How many days a week does he have to work to acquire that $60,000 a year? He has to work 7 days a week because he's in prison for 7 days a week, right? We only have to work 5 days a week. How many hours a day does he have to work to accumulate that $60,000 every year? If he made $60,000. He has to be working 24 hours a day because he's in his cell in prison for 24 hours a day. So now let's get that straight. He has to work 7 days a week, 24 hours a day to accumulate $60,000 a year. Okay? Now, I happen to know a little bit about business. I don't think I'm a super Marvel comic book echelon business-minded gangster, but I know a little something. You know, accounting, risk management, how to balance the books, how to tell if you're into a negative or if you're actually making a profit. Okay? So let's do that. This guy brags to you on TV, trying to brainwash another generation to think that it's cool to be inside prison and that if you're locked down in the shoe, then you can make $60,000 a year like him. Wow, that does sound pretty good. Doesn't that kind of, I mean, think about it, almost glamorizing going to prison, almost making it seem cool to be a prison gangster slammed in the shoe, enticing for some young guy that doesn't know business ethics to think, hey, that's a lot of money, okay? Let's break that bitch down, because I know a little something about business, okay? It takes him 8,760 hours a year to accumulate that $60,000. He has to work 8,760 hours every year, 7 days a week, 24 hours a day to accumulate that money. But let's break it down. So then how much does he make a month? I think it's like $74. Okay, let's break it down. How much does he make an hour? Because he's working 8,760 hours a day, a year, to make those $60,000. Well, my friends, this intellectual Marvel comic, this intellectual Marvel comic, super gangster, who's a cut above everyone else, makes $6.84 an hour. 7 days a week, 365 days a year to make $60,000. There it is. There it is. You were wondering, hey, how can I fucking bring this guy down any lower than I've already done? How can I expose him to be a fraud any more than I already have? And there it is. The man brags about working 7 days a week, 365 days a year, and getting paid $6.84 an hour. And he wants you to think that's cool. He wants you to find that appealing. He wants you to follow in his footsteps and do that dumb shit too. But that's not all. Because remember, he didn't make the money when he first started going into prison. He only made that money for 10 years, if it's true, for 10 years. But he was in jail for 20 years prior to him debriefing. 22, I think it was. Okay, but we'll say 20. So it actually took him 20 years to acquire the ability to make $60,000 a year for 10 years. So when you divide, because you have to factor in the fact, the time, labor that he did to start generating that income, he still has to factor in that he was there for an additional 10 years and wasn't making $60,000. So when you break it down, that fool is making like $27,000 a year, and he's only making like $3.11 an hour for being in jail for 20 years as an active super echelon gangster that's cut above everyone else because he's a registered rapist. That's probably the only thing that makes him stand out above everyone else, that he's a registered rapist, right? 20 years that it took him. And in those 20 years, he was there 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, right? And only made 27 some thousand a year and $3.11 an hour. Now let's take this further, because I want to throw some mud in this guy's face. I want to run him through the dirt. Check this out. If he was never to do any of this shit, when it was legit from day one and said, hey, I'm going to be a hard worker, like the fucking Mexicans, the paisas, and I'm gonna fucking work hard, 2 jobs, and I'm gonna get it that way. If he was to work 2 jobs, 16-hour days, 5 days a week, for 365 days, he would make $57,600 a year. $2,400 less than his $60,000 a year. And you would be making those every year from the moment you started working, only work 5 days a week, 2 days to drink, get high and fornicate, and you only work 16-hour days, 8 hours to eat, sleep, and fornicate. But instead, he wants to glamorize that it's cool to be in prison, and it's even better to be locked down in the shoe because you can make $60,000 a year. But we don't know if he really made $60,000 a year, and we don't know how long he really made $60,000 a year, right? And there it is. That is the profile, the proper profile and perspective that this so-called comic book gangster deserves to be known as. A clown, a fraud, a liar, a manipulator, and most importantly, a registered rapist that everyone in society seems to want free. The Snitch Influencer community, please set him free. I need another scumbag on the street to co-host or to interview on my Snitch Influencer channel. And then we have the Snitch Fanboy Groupies. Oh, please let Boxer free for his 3rd time. I want him to rape my loved one. I want him to rob and murder my loved one. I would love to have him live in my community. I want him to mentor and counsel my troubled teen. Yup, this is a society we live in. A society that can't think critical, can't see past the bullshit, and can't question things. You're gonna tell me that you're balling? Show me you're balling. You're gonna say that guy committed a murder? You best step up to the court and testify to it. Don't just hope that I'm gonna fucking give you a like, good comment, and help your fucking video go viral so you can sell your bullshit fairy tales. Man, I was hoping this one wouldn't run long, but shit, I see it ran long too. So I'm gonna end it like this. You guys see that white candle on the screen right now? That's a candle that I lit from the day I heard that sexual deviant rapist was free or granted parole. Because isn't he soon to be released? I don't know, and I don't give a fuck. But the point is, I don't want him out. Only the Snitch Influencers want him out. Only the Snitch Influencer groupies want him out. But any rational, critical thinking person does not want him out. So that white candle that I have will remain burning in my home as a protection candle, a protection spell to protect me, my loved ones, my outlaw posse, my outlaw posse's loved ones, their neighbors' children, their neighbors' children's schoolmates, and all the young girls in our community from that dirtbag. Because he is free on a 3rd time. And now he's got more protection from law enforcement, more support than anybody. And you don't think his big head is full that I can get away with doing anything. He's gonna rape, he's gonna kill, and he's gonna use drugs again. So that white candle is to protect us. So I asked all my outlaw posse, all my outlaw renegades, to do the same as the Snitch Influencer community has done, to do the same as the Snitch Fanboy Groupie has done. Use our pooled energy, our pooled wishful thinking, power of persuasion to give energy to this candle. And I hope all you guys burn a white candle or draw an emoji of a white candle below to help build the power of energy to that spell, protection spell from us. Because that man is a danger to society. That guy is someone who deserves to be locked away in the streets of life, not be free on the streets. Right? That guy should be in the shoe, not on the main line. But he's free because people wished him, desired, prayed, glamorized, and glorified him. But that's not all. I want you to use your power of persuasion, power of wishful thinking to do. Let's channel our energy into this candle and hope that when he does commit another crime, when he does kill, when he does rape, when he steals, when he victimizes another person, that the individual that is victimized is a family member or one of the individuals who wished him free, who wished him to be out, who glamorized him, who talks highly of how intellectual and great he is. Let it be one of them who wished him to be free, to be the recipients of the damage he is going to cause society again. Because I don't want it to be my family. I don't want it to be my neighbor or my loved one that's going to be hurt. Because someone is going to be hurt by the evil that certified known rapist is going to do. So let's pull our energy together and hope that when the time comes, one of these people that left a wonderful comment on the platform or made a wonderful video of why he deserves a second chance when it's really his third chance is the one who's hurt in the end. And then we're going to turn around and go on their platform or go on and confront them on their comment and tell them, explain to me what a wonderful guy he really is and why he deserved a third chance. The outlaw is over and out. Ya saben, raza, venceremos till the end.